Okay, we're going to talk about factoring polynomials. So today we're going to factor polynomials when we just have a coefficient of 1. There's nothing in front of the x squared. So there's a couple of things when we talk about factoring. The first thing is that the degree is 2. Okay, meaning it's a quadratic. Okay, that means our biggest exponent is a 2. Okay, we're also today going to talk about when the number of terms is 3. We call that a trinomial. Okay, that's when there's 3 things, an x squared, an x, and a constant. Those are your 3 terms. Okay, and then lastly, when the coefficient is equal to 1. Okay, so when we say coefficient, we mean the one in front of the x squared. So when there's essentially nothing in front of the x squared, or like a 1 in front of the x squared. Okay, so this is why we practice those diamond problems. Okay, so here's a couple steps. So first, we're going to draw our parentheses. And fill in the variable. Okay, so over here we're going to draw parentheses underneath, and we're going to start with x and x in each parenthesis. That's step number 1. Okay, next step, in your diamond, we're going to put b in the addition spot. And c in the multiplication spot. Okay, so down here, we're going to take this b, put it in there. That's the add spot. Then we're going to take this, put it in here. That's the multiply spot. Okay, step 3, you got to figure out the signs. Okay, step 4, you solve your diamond. And put the answers in the parentheses. Okay, lastly, check your work. By using distribution. Okay, so let's try one. We have this example. It says factor r squared plus 4r plus 3. So notice it has degree 2. My biggest exponent is a 2. The number of terms is 3. There's 3 things here. And the coefficient in front of the squared term is a 1. There's 1r squared. Okay, so I'm going to draw my parentheses. Put my variable in there. This time it's r. Okay, in my diamond, I'm going to put my b term at the bottom, b for bottom. I'm going to put my c term at the top. So, what two numbers multiply to 3 and add up to 4? Well, there's only two things I can think of that multiply to 3, and that is 1 and 3. If I add 1 and 3, do I get 4? Yes. And they're both positive, so I'm going to put a plus 3 and a plus 1. The order here doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one you put first. Okay, so if I think I'm done, I'm going to take those and I'm going to check my work by doing distribution. So r times r is r squared. R times 1, 1r. 3 times r, 3r. And 3 times 1 is 3. Combine my middle terms, giving me 4. And does that match my original problem? Yes, it does. So I know that this is the correct answer. Okay, so on the page next to this in your notebook or on the back or another page, let's just do a couple more examples. Okay, x squared minus 5x plus 6. So start with your parentheses, fill in your variable. Okay, make your diamond. We've got our b term on the bottom. That's a negative 5, so put negative 5 on the bottom. Our c term goes on the top. What are two numbers that multiply to 6 and add up to negative 5? Well, I could do 1 and 6, but 1 plus 6 is 7. Negative 1 plus 6 is positive 5. Positive 1 and negative 6 is negative 5, but that would multiply to negative 6. How about 3 and 2? 3 and 2 multiply to 6 and add up to 5, but I wanted to add up to negative 5. So if I make both of those negative, that adds to negative 5, and when I multiply negative 3 times negative 2, I get positive 6. So those are going to be my two solutions there. Okay, now we could check it again, see if that's right. X times x is x squared. X times negative 2, negative 2x. Negative 3 times x, just negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 2, positive 6. Combine the middle. Does that match my original problem? Yes, it does. So that is correct. Okay, let's try x squared minus 2x plus 1. Start with your parentheses. Draw your diamond. You're going to put your middle term, the b term, on the bottom, b for bottom. You're going to put your c term at the top. I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to 1 and add up to negative 2. Well, what's the only thing I can multiply to get 1? It's got to be 1 and 1. Now, if I do positive 1 plus positive 1, do I get a negative 2? No, but if I change them both to negative, negative 1 plus a negative 1 is a negative 2. And negative 1 times negative 1 is a positive 1. So that works. So let's put our negative 1s in there. Now we can check it. X times x, x squared. X times negative 1, negative x or negative 1x, however you want to write it. Negative 1 times x, again, just a negative x. Negative 1 times negative 1 makes positive 1. Combine the two middle, negative x minus x is negative 2x. Does that match my original problem? Yes, it does. Okay, last example. X squared plus x minus 12. Draw your parentheses, fill in your variables. Okay, in the bottom, I need my middle term, my b term, but there's just an x there. So what do I put in my diamond? What's really in front of that x? Remember, that's like having a 1 there. So I'm going to put the 1. Put your c term at the top. Don't forget that negative. Negative 12. I need two numbers that multiply to negative 12 and add up to positive 1. So I could do 1 and 12, but that's either going to be 13 or 11. I could do 6 and 2. 6 plus 2 is 8. 6 minus 2 is 4. How about 3 and 4? I'm trying to get a negative though, so in order to get two numbers to multiply to a negative, that means one of them has to be negative and one of them has to be positive. And when I add them, I want to get a positive 1. So how about we make the 3 negative and the 4 positive. So negative 3 times positive 4 gives me negative 12. And negative 3 plus 4 gives me positive 1. Put your numbers in the parentheses. Now we can check. X times x. X times 4. Negative 3 times x. Negative 3 times positive 4. Combine the middle. 4x minus 3x is positive x. Minus 12. Does that match our original problem? Yes, it does. Okay, that's it for today.